since December 28th as Gonzaga played a game on their home floor. Welcome inside the McCarthy Athletic Center in Spokane, Washington. It's Gonzaga hosting Pepperdine. And as we take a look now at the West Coast Conference standings, you will see that it is a battle between the unbeatens in conference play. Gonzaga a perfect 3-0, and so is Pepperdine, also 3-0. It is wonderful to see everyone again. Greg Heister along with Craig Elo. Craig, already very loud in here. I tell you what, Gonzaga, they're 3-0, but they're rolling. And how good has Elias Harris been? Not all season, but really, 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 really good since conference play started.
Since conference has started, he has been spectacular, just like you said. Not only is he scoring the basketball, but he's playing above the rim. 3 dunks against St. Mary's, and they were all impressive. But I tell you what else he's doing well, Greg. He's taking good shots, and he's making those shots at a 64% rate. That ball right there was scary for the Zag fans, but guess what? Elias checks back into the game and immediately goes to the bucket. I don't think he was hurt at all.
25 points, 11 rebounds over those 3 games. Co-player of the week because of Lauren Jackson of Pepperdine. They too are 3-0. He too off to a wonderful start.
Yeah, the conference start for Lauren Jackson has been tremendous. He was only averaging about 8 points a game in non-conference, but there you see his stats. He's up to 18 points in conference, and he's been a real spark plug to go along with some other guys out there. Michael Thompson, he's kind of the guy that plays solid all night long. He makes tough shots for him, but the guy you really want to keep an eye on tonight is ding, 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 Keon Bell. This young man is explosive. He goes to the basket hard, and he puts a lot of pressure on the defense.
The team that wins will have first place in the West Coast Conference standings for a couple of days. Ladies and gentlemen, a moment of silence right now inside this arena, and heavy hearts around Zackville because of Dan Fitzgerald, a head coach for 15 years here at Gonzaga, passed away on Tuesday of a sudden heart attack. So a lot of heavy hearts around Zackville, and he'll be in a lot of our thoughts and minds throughout this game. Inside the McCarthy Athletic Center in Spokane, number 15 Gonzaga hosting Pepperdine. 2 unbeatens in league play. Both are 3-0, and of course the winner here tonight will have sole possession of first place for at least a couple of days. Here's the Northern Quest, Craig's keys to the game. Craig.
Yeah, the Zags, they want to rebound and run. Pepperdine has a lot of shooters out there. They'll take quick shots, so the Zags want to make sure they secure the rebound and then run, create defense by making the Pepperdine Waves play a little bit of defense against that transition offense.
And here's the starting lineup for Gonzaga. Goodson, the point guard, Bolden and Gray, the guards, Robert Sacre and Harris, the front line for head coach Mark Few. And what a run he has had. Now in his 11th season as the head coach, over 80% of his games he has won. For Pepperdine, this is a young team, not as young as they were a year ago. Keon Bell, Lauren Jackson, Michael Thompson, Taylor Darby, and Tanner Carey. And there's Tom Asbury in his second stint as the head coach at Pepperdine. And when he was here for his first stint, he really had a formula for beating Gonzaga. He doesn't have the players yet, but one has to wonder if he's on his way. They're playing better. They're 3-0.
And you said it, they're a young team. There's a lot of sophomores out there, so all the wins that they've had so far in conference can only help them and give them confidence in the next few years.
Michael Thompson into the middle. This is Carey. A nice little jump hook in the paint by Tanner Carey, a freshman out of Sydney, Australia.
Yeah, he only averages, he's got his average right now. He hit the first bucket for the Waves, but you know, he's an inside presence for him.
And Bolden at the free throw line. He did not have a big night against San Diego offensively. Let's see if that early basket gets him going here tonight.
He didn't have a lot of opportunities against the Toreros, and there's that co-player of the week, Jackson, taking an outside shot. No contest. There was nobody with a hand in his face.
Stephen Gray, that's off the front of the rim. Harris was being held inside by Taylor Darby, no call.
Yeah.
And Michael Thompson with it.
Taylor Darby's job tonight, stick with Elias Harris and do not leave him.
Darby over Sacre, too hard. And now Goodson. This kid's a sprinter for Gonzaga, Dimitri Goodson. If they had a track team, I think he'd be anchoring the 4x100. Sacre off, Harris with a rebound, and he's fouled, our first of the game.
You know, we talk so much about Elias Harris and how good he's scoring the basketball, but the thing that I think true basketball fans love, how he attacks the offensive boards. He gives Gonzaga a lot of second chance opportunities.
Harris out of Germany, and he misses the front end. But when he erupted against St. Mary's, we all knew, and I think a lot of people now on the West Coast understand the potential of Elias Harris. But when he was able to drop that game on St. Mary's on the road in Moraga to open up league play, actually second game of league play, you had to really then understand this kid's true potential. 31 points in that game.
Yeah, I don't think there's any bar or roof or ceiling for this young man to get better. He's a phenomenal player for the Zags.
Keon Bell off the shot there. So 2 jump shots, deep jump shots for Pepperdine. This is a team in their first 3 league games are 31 of 60 from behind the arc. That's better than 51%.
That is amazing. Oh, that's a great play.
Great feed from Gray to Bolden. Matt with 4 points.
I love seeing that. It was a great screen for Matt to come off from the weak side going to the strong side. You know, the pass is important, and they fed him right going in rhythm to the basket. So Matt Bolden off to a good start right now for the Zags.
There's Darby, baseline on Harris. They'll get the roll. Darby got it back. And an offensive foul called inside on Pepperdine.
Yeah.
Give it to number 4, Tanner Carey.
Looked like Tanner Carey was trying to put a body on Robert Sacre after he went over and tried to contest the shot or block the shot. And you know, you got to do everything in your realm to try to keep Robert off the board because he's so big. And Tanner was just using his body and his hands and everything, trying to block Big Sacre out.
And that's 2 fouls on Tanner Carey. So he's out of the game right now, and he's replaced by number 44, Corbin Moore, a 6'10 sophomore out of Cypress, California. Harris squares on Darby, jump shot short. Sacre flies through with a rebound, and the reset. Gray, 3-ball, pure. 8-2, Gonzaga.
Stephen caught the ball. The seams weren't in his hands where he liked it. No defense, so he had time to readjust, get his hands and fingers on the seams, and drill the 3-pointer.
Keon Bell, second leading scorer in the West Coast Conference with the ball right now. He got to the baseline, left it inside. Moore with a shot, affected by Sacre, and Rob with the rebound, and now Bolden. Turnover. Got to go to Harris.
Yeah, that was a nice look and a nice try, but the passing lane was very short. Wasn't much room in there. You want to create a little bit more spacing. And if there was spacing, I think Elias would have caught that basketball.
Well, and Matt was pretty close to the rim. He maybe should have just shot it.
And you and I have argued about that before. Matt needs to be a little selfish. This is his senior campaign. You know, there's no reason why, if he shoots the ball, then Elias is in great offensive rebounding position.
4 on the shot clock for Jackson. And a foul called inside as Jackson found the seam and able to get to the rim.
You know, that's a good sign for Coach Asbury. You've taken 2 long shots. Jackson's missed one and Bell's missed one. So the next time you want to attack the rim, and that's exactly what Jackson did. Went right in at Robert, and Robert wasn't able to get in front of Jackson.
The 73% free throw shooter, averaging about 9 points a game.
That's for the whole season, and in conference, he's way up there with points.
Jackson hits them both off that foul on Rob Sacre, his first. That's the first on Gonzaga. Sacre now posting up inside and wanting the ball. He's got it. Kick out Bolden. Thought about driving. There's Goodson. Nice catch by Dimitri. Gray again. Nope. Gave it to Harris. And kind of bailed out there by number 44, Corbin Moore.
Very good patience by the Zags. The Waves went to a zone. Zags were very patient, looking for the good shot.
At Anthony's, we buy the freshest seafood directly from the fishermen. Come in now for our 1995 lobster dinner. Includes chowder or a garden fresh salad. Anthony's is family owned and dedicated to providing the ultimate Northwest dining experience. When you think of fresh seafood, think Anthony's. We serve it with a view. Enjoy a delicious lobster dinner, only $19.95, Monday through Thursday at Anthony's restaurants in scenic waterfront locations throughout the Pacific Northwest.
Relationships. They're what connect businesses to customers, people to communities, individuals to each other. Sterling Savings Bank has a relationship with the Northwest. It's our home, so we're committed to helping local businesses and people. Because when they thrive, so do we. Sterling wants to have a relationship with you. Let's share a better future together.
Gonzaga women's basketball. Be there as the Zags take on Santa Clara Thursday, January 28th at 6 p.m. and San Francisco Saturday, January 30th at 2 p.m.
Global Credit Union sending a lucky fan to the WCC tourney in Vegas, and a Global Credit Union follow the Zags promotion. Trip for two includes game tickets, airfare, hotel to see the 2010 WCC men's and women's basketball tournament. Enter at any Global Credit Union branch today. Gonzaga with the early 8-4 lead, and Elias Harris settling in at the free throw line. Matt Bolden 2 for 2 to start the game, and Stephen Gray with the other field goal for Gonzaga, a three-pointer.
And you want to always talk about Elias and what he does, because he's the star right now for the Zags. But 3 team fouls by the Waves. 2 of them have been on, or Elias Harris has been involved in that, causing those fouls. The other one was a block out, Tanner Carey trying to block Robert out. But that's what you love about Elias Harris. He's in a lot of the action all the time.
This may be the earliest in any game in his career that we've seen Will Foster. 15:40 left in the first half. He checks in for Rob Sacre, the 7-foot 4-inch player. 4 or 5. I guess when you're over 7 foot, it doesn't matter. Who's got very few tape measures on the planet that long? And there's a rebound by Foster.
And that's good. I think anytime Will gets involved early.
Great look by Goodson. Sorry about that.
Oh, no, that's a quick transition basket. Harris just should have put that ball in.
Darby missed, battling for the rebound. Stephen Gray with it for Gonzaga. Here's Bolden. And a foul called inside as Bolden kind of ducked into the middle and drew the foul.
You know, if you're a young player out there watching the Zags tonight, watch how if they don't get the ball initially on the break, they make their cut to the basket, and then they come out on the baseline and wings. Well, when Stephen Gray cut through, that left a big alley for Matt Bolden to get in there, and that was a smart play by Matt, just kind of filling in where Stephen had vacated.
That foul called on Lauren Jackson. That's his first 4 now on Pepperdine. Foster posting up. Gonzaga trying to get him the basketball. So Bolden shoots it in and out. Foster keeps it alive. Skip past to Gray. Fakes the shot. Lob to Foster.
Oh, he got shoved.
And now the great hustle there by Stephen Gray. Pepperdine tried to throw it up to Keon Bell, and Gray ran it down for GU. Again, Foster. Bolden now drives the baseline, and both players slow to get up. Thompson and Bolden.
We were talking about Will Foster entering the game pretty early, not normal for him, but the first thing he did was grab a rebound. And I think if you keep Will Foster and he gets those kind of things, he could play more extended minutes, because if he gets out there and doesn't touch the ball, he kind of drops his head sometimes, not real confident. But I think if he touches it early, you get plays like that.
How about that catch and shoot or shot by Will Foster? He went high to snag it, and then the turnaround to the baseline.
Well, Pepperdine is running a 2-3 zone, and what better way to break it than going inside?
Jackson missing and then running it down. And then Jonathan Dupree misses. So Pepperdine made their first shot. They're 0 for 9 since.
That is a terrific move by Will Foster. He caught the ball, spun baseline, and no one's going to block his shot, so he kept the ball high. But how about his teammates? I think every time down the floor, they tried to get the ball into Will.
Off to Harris. I didn't think that had a prayer. Stephen Gray to Elias Harris. And the big two-handed flush. Gonzaga leads it by 10.
But Gonzaga, they run their zone offense as well as they do their man-to-man offense. The ball got swung from one side of the floor to the other side, and the defense can't recover. Elias got behind that wall of the three guys back in the zone, and then Stephen Gray threw it up there. And what we say in our pregame talk, Elias plays above the rim.
Well, the fans here at the MAC enjoying this early start by Gonzaga, leading Pepperdine by 10. If you're just joining us, both teams are 3-0 to start the West Coast Conference schedule. And Gonzaga enjoying a 14-2 run, and Pepperdine without a field goal now in better than 6 minutes.
Well, the 3-0 start by both teams. The Zags had it a little tougher. They played Portland on the road, St. Mary's and San Diego on the road. Pepperdine, their 3 wins. You don't say that it's not good, because they'd have won all 3 games that they started the conference in, but it was the lower tier of teams that they beat. They were actually down 17 points in the LMU game and came back and won that game. So doing some impressive stuff.
And the carry call on Keon Bell. So turnover number 3 on Pepperdine. It's Gonzaga basketball. That last foul against Matt Bolden, that was his first 2 on GU. Foster setting the screen. Bolden open for the 3. I tell you, that was like the Great Wall of Foster there. He backed up and took 5 waves out of play, and Bolden was left wide open.
Yeah, Matt didn't rush anything. He just watched how the Waves were going to guard that screen, and they stayed behind Will Foster. He spread his wings out, and Matt just popped a nice 3-pointer.
Moore, jump shot, good for Pepperdine. They needed that.
Boy, didn't they?
Corbin Moore drops 2 in. And it's 17-6. Bull Kong, number 34, with it for GU. Again, Foster working hard, and Kong traveled.
That's what good on-the-ball pressure causes. Bull kind of out of his comfort zone out on the perimeter. He's more of a guy that wants to be set and ready to shoot the ball. So handling the basketball, he had a little pressure on him and tried to relieve that pressure, but he took an extra step in doing that.
So an opportunity now for Pepperdine to put a couple of possessions together here. Here's Dupree. And off to Jackson. Jackson to the baseline. Kind of shoved Gray out of there. Missed the shot. Goes out of bounds, and it stays with Pep. 11:59 to play first half, and Will Foster making his presence known. Look at that. Who can get around that? Easy shot for Matt Bolden. Gonzaga leads it by 11.
For the best in live music and entertainment, the Emerald Green iFight Showroom is the place to be. March 12th and 13th, comedy by Carlos Mencia. March 27th, R&B soulster Keith Sweat.
Gonzaga leading Pepperdine 17-6. Matt Bolden 7 points. Pepperdine has scored 6. He's outscored the Waves.
Yeah, and it's good to see Matt come out and start this game with an aggressive mindset. Only 5 shots against the Toreros. Didn't really need him against the Toreros. He did other things for the Zags very well, but you always want to see your senior leader take good shots, and that's what Matt's done tonight.
Keon Bell got inside, missed the shot. Yeah, Bolden took 5 shots in 38 minutes played against USD. He's got 4 shots, and we're just over 8 minutes into this one as Kelly Olynyk able to find the bucket there. And it's a 13-point Gonzaga lead.
You know, Coach Few and the coaching staff, I love Kelly's energy, but they keep telling him to slow down and play patiently. That was a great moment for Kelly because he did. He caught the ball and went up strong.
Thompson jump shot off. Subtle with the rebound. Bell right to the rim. And here's Dupree for 3. Jonathan Dupree out of Houston, Texas, the junior, drops in the 3 ball.
You said it earlier, the Waves in conference play shooting over 50% from three-point land. That's a big part of their offense. The Zags have to make sure that they are out on the perimeter with hands in their face and try to take those 3-pointers away from them.
Bull Kong.
Oh!
I tell you, he's making so many of them now, you just don't expect him to ever miss it. Bull is now 17 of 31 from behind the arc. You
remember Lamar Mundane, the legend of Reebok?
Yes.
Bring rain with his 3-pointers. That's what Bull Kong is doing. When he shoots the ball from 3-point land, they just call it layup.
So Michael Thompson working on Gray. Here's Keon Bell. Look who's guarding him. Elias Harris.
Well, the Zags are not afraid to switch.
And Harris takes it away. Harris will take it himself. And he missed the lay-in. Dupree with the rebound.
That's a smart play by Elias. The defense did not try to stop him. In a break situation, you go as far as you can with the basketball to the rim.
Gonzaga had made 5 in a row prior to that missed by Harris. This is Subtle Jr. out of Los Angeles. Jump shot on the way. Wow. That just about hit the rafters.
A little brought rain on that one. The Waves are not afraid to shoot the perimeter shot. Really not presence in the inside, so they rely a lot on the perimeter.
Harris, nice move in deep. Elias Harris.
It's really surprising, Greg. As many games as we've seen, you would think at this point of the season teams would double team Elias because of his success down there. But right now, if you're going to go one-on-one, I'd give the advantage to Elias.
And Subtle bangs in the 3 from the wing. Dane Subtle Jr. now with 5.
He comes off the bench. He almost averages 10 points a game. And he's shooting 43% from three-point land, so you got to be aware where he's at on the floor because he's got one thing on his mind when he catches the ball, and that's shoot.
Sacre, Kong, and Gray out of the game. Goodson, Mengistu, Arap, and Rob Sacre back in for GU. This is Goodson. Bolden with Michael Thompson there defensively. There's Olynyk. Trips, keeps his dribble. Nice athletic play. Here's Goodson inside. He left it short, but a foul called.
You know, I think the Waves are doing a nice job. They're switching it up on the defensive end. They've been in man-to-man. They've been in 2-3 zone, and they're trying to make the Zags think out there on the offensive end. What are we in? Are they going to run a zone this time? So I like what the coaching staff has done.
Get your copy of Gonzaga's Decade of Excellence DVD, packed full of highlights, interviews, and the memories that have made Gonzaga's Decade of Excellence. Order online at gozags.com or call 877-281-4377. Goodson 1 of 2 following that foul on Corbin Moore. That was the second on Moore, and Pepperdine now with 16 fouls.
You know, there's a guy that narrates on that DVD, Decade of Excellence.
Oh, yeah?
His voice sounds just pretty familiar. I can't pinpoint it right now who it is, but I will find out for you fans.
Yes, work on that, Elo. Let us know what you find out.
Look at the ball pressure defense. Kelly does a very nice job.
Oh, Thompson going for the big flush. And he'll shoot free throws. It's like Michael Thompson said, I've had enough of this. Look at him charge that baseline.
And not only that, he's got Meach, one of the best defenders, one-on-one defenders in the conference. Michael having a little bit of size advantage, decides I'm just going to put this on the deck and see how far I can get. And when you get there, if you go in there like a pansy and try to lay it up, you're not going to get to the foul line. Michael went strong and makes one of 2 free throws.
And that foul on Goodson, that was his first 3 on GU. Thompson, the older brother of Klay Thompson, who's making quite a name for himself down in Pullman at Washington State. Bolden's shot is off. Mengistu Rapin subtle battle for the rebound, and the deflection went to Gus Clardy. And now the turnover at the other end. Here's Goodson. Oh! Blocking foul called on Clardy, number 25, but he took a shot from Goodson, who has some football in his family. And Goodson just lowered the boom on Gus Clardy there. 7:59 to play first half. And Gonzaga with a 10-point lead, 25-15, 7:59 to play here in the first half against Pepperdine. And there's the league standings. Pepperdine with wins over LMU, Santa Clara, and USF to start the league standings. They're 3-0. Gonzaga's 3-0. St. Mary's only loss against Gonzaga. And Goodson missing the front end.
Well, with conference play, you always tell your team, hey, we're 0-0, because actually before the conference started, Pepperdine on a huge losing streak, but started out the conference with a 3-0. They actually lost a game to California Baptist in the non-conference. So I think it could have been very demoralizing if the Waves would have came out and started the conference bad. They could have really lost a lot of confidence, but with that start, they've been very aggressive.
Rob Sacre just picked up his second personal foul on the drive by Michael Thompson. So Thompson 1 of 2 a moment ago from the line. He's 72.5 for the season. And he misses this.
Now on the board, Gonzaga's number 20, Elias Harris.
All good shooters know when they miss shots. They know where their follow through is or whatever, but when Michael took that first shot, he'd already stepped off the line because he knew he shot it long.
Elias Harris checking back in for GU. Sacre went out with those 2 fouls. Thompson 1 of 2. We've got a 9-point game, back to single digits now for Pepperdine. Olenek trying to post up on Clardy, who's fronting him. And now Mengistu Arap into the middle. Here's Goodson. Now the 2 really offensive guys right now are on the other side of the court for GU. There's Gray into the middle, shot away. Harris and Gray were on the other side, and the ball was on the other side of the court.
Well, you like the poise and the composure that the Zags are showing on the offensive end. They're really being patient, and that's a great sign when your team can be patient.
Wow, Thompson again. Right at Harris this time. And the first foul called on Elias Harris, but credit Michael Thompson. He's come into this game with just, oh, he was going to put that down.
That was a nice effort by both players. Thompson going strong to the basket, but Elias Harris coming over to help. Look at this, right at the top in the peak. Both guys, man, that was a good play.
But just raw aggression for Thompson to start this game for Pepperdine.
And he was able to get to the rim, Greg, because Stephen Gray got caught standing straight up. And when you're standing straight up in a defensive position, most of the time you're going to lose the battle to the offensive guy. Got to stay down.
Yeah, Thompson now 3 of 6 from the line.
Well, if you go to the basket, you know, Thompson's You know, he's a pretty good free throw shooter, basically 72%. You can count on him, but he's going in there strong. Coach Asbury's going to talk to him and say, hey, if we're going to get those opportunities at the line, make sure they count.
Harris can't get the roll. Olenek and Arop kept it alive. And Arop missed the shot. Dupree the rebound for Pepperdine. Pepperdine with a chance to get it to 8 or even 7 with a 3. Jackson right down the lane, a left hand. Missed it. He had a chance at it though. Stephen Gray coast to coast. And the lay-in for Gray.
Well, the defense isn't going to stop you. Like we said earlier, you go as far as you can. And nobody jumped in front of Stephen Gray on the Waves side. And Stephen gets himself a layup.
Gray now with 7 points. 10 of the 17 points for Pepperdine coming from their bench. Thompson rattles out the 3 ball. Gray was thinking about going down that lane again.
Yeah, but he pulled it out. He didn't have the numbers. And again, patience on Stephen's part gets him a 3-point play the old-fashioned way. Of course, Elias has to knock down the free throw, but you know, a good decision by Stephen Gray on the initial break. Hey, I ain't got anything. I'm gonna let my big guy go down there and post up. And again, one-on-one. Come on. Guy's averaging 25 points in league play. You got to double team him and get the ball out of his hands.
And what's refreshing about Harris to me, not the dunks and all that athleticism, is his ability to take the ball in a post, back his way in and score.
You're exactly right. And if you take 1 or 2 dribbles at that post position, the help side has got to come down on those 1 or 2 dribbles.
Hey, fans, Mark Few, the Mark Few Show. Sunday nights on KHQ in Spokane, Tuesday nights on FSN Northwest at 7 o'clock. Check it out. That's weekly. Is Jackson. It's the jump shot, 32-19 our score. Jackson, that was his first field goal of this game.
Well, with the lineup out there that the Zags have, they're going to switch everything. If there's any ball screens, they'll switch automatically. And if you're going to do that, you got to make sure you get out there and put a hand on the guy that you're switching on.
Harris missing everything there. There's Thompson. Skip pass to Jackson. Faked the 3 and then left it short. Got Gray off his feet. Great tip by Arop. Bolden, he was going for the dunk. Harris a putback. And now Pepperdine could have had the numbers on the way back, but they slowed the ball down.
A few bodies on the floor down on that end, but I thought Matt was going to rise to the occasion.
He was
on that
lining
one.
it up, wasn't he?
His mind was set.
Deion Bell yet to score a point. There's a 3-pointer from the corner. Michael Thompson. He's been everything for Pepperdine in this game. He's got 6 points.
Timeout called by Gonzaga.
Well, the Waves, like we said, being 3-0, they're playing with a whole new sense of confidence. You know, in the old days, way back when Jimmy Wiggins, is that who Wiggins you said was at Pepperdine?
Pepperdine, yeah, the guy that wouldn't graduate.
Yeah, they used to, that was a huge rivalry with the Zags when that was happening. That 2002 year, both teams finished 13-1 in the conference. Zags coming away with a victory in the conference championship tournament. But the Waves, they're playing like the old days. They're 3-0 right up there with Gonzaga right now, so.
Yeah, Michael's saying, Clay who?
That's exactly right. And there's only a year difference between Michael and Clay, and then they got a younger brother that's a pretty good athlete. Yeah, he was going on baseball scholarship to UCLA, but got drafted in the 2nd round by Chicago White Sox, and he took the money and ran. Yeah,
played rookie league this year, headed for single A this summer, I believe.
And we asked Michael, you know, when he got that big, his younger brother got that big signing bonus, you know, what did you get from him? Did he share the wealth? And he said, yeah, he got me a pair of shoes.
Matt Bolden playing well for Gonzaga now with 10 points. Bolden 4 of 7, 2 for 3, and 10 points. And Pepperdine is going to have to match him. Staying closer, Thompson, deep three that time. Clardy with the rebound, into Thompson. Actually, that's number 4, Tanner Carey. And now they reset for Pepperdine.
Carey's back in the game. He picked those 2 early fouls. He had to set then and watch a while.
And Bull Kong took it away from Jackson. Kong waiting for the playmaker. And Bolden will shoot free throws.
All right, here we go. Look at this big screen by Big Will. Look, 1, 2, 3 guys. He's blocking out. He did that earlier. A little deja vu for Matt Bolden.
The WHL is on FSN. Everett Silvertips, Portland Winterhawks. Friday night on FSN.
Who was coaching them?
Well, remember 2001, 2002, Pepperdine won the first meeting in Malibu behind Terrence Johnson and Glenn McGowan. Then in the kennel, Dan Dickhouse, 26 points, helped snap Pepperdine's 13-game win streak. And then finally in the conference championship, Dickhouse stepped to control late in the second half. The Zags went from a 63-56 deficit to an 88-73 lead to win their 4th straight West Coast Conference tournament title. Point is, this has been one of the best rivalries for a long time in the West Coast Conference. Gonzaga's now won 16 straight, but it appears that Pepperdine now starting to inch their way back in to playing good basketball.
Yeah, and this is Coach Asbury's second tent at Pepperdine. The first time he was there, that was a heated rivalry between Pepperdine and GU. Now, this is his second season and his second time, he's getting the players that he wants on the roster, and they're young, but everything they do this year, that if they can be competitive in the conference, give them nothing but confidence for the years coming up. The future looks bright for the Waves.
Yeah, Paul Westphal, the head coach back of that 01-02 season, but Asbury as an assistant at Pepperdine in his first stint was 16-4. As Thompson gets into the middle again now with 8 points. And Asbury 10-3 as a head coach against Gonzaga. So he had the formula prior. He's trying to get back to that formula. I'm not sure it's possible. This is a different Gonzaga program now than it was in the 90s.
Yeah, but it's still impressive. I don't know how many books you can read in the records and see how many guys have a winning record against GU in the conference. Not very many.
Shot away and good by Bell. That's his first bucket of this game. 1 for 4. Remember now, averaging 19 points a game.
Yeah, he's one of their scorers on this team. He's got the green light to shoot anytime he wants to, like Bull.
Bull Kong long. And Darby with the rebound. Bolden stopping Bell. And then Bell throws it up and draws the foul. That's a tough foul for a defender. He's just keeping him in front, hands up, bumps him with the chest, and it's a foul. That's a tough one.
That is, and you always tell your defender, don't bail a guy out. Look at this shot that Keon's going to have to try to take, and he's not going to make that, but Matt did everything that he could that a good defender would do. Hands up, a little body contact, and then you're at the hands of the official. And the official makes the call on Matt.
And Elias Harris back in, and Grant Gibbs in for the first time for Gonzaga.
You know, in conference, it's been an Achilles heel for the Waves. They're a pretty good shooting team. Only 63% in conference on free throws, so it's hurting them right now. They've had opportunities to make some free throws. That's one way of keeping yourself in the ball game.
They're at 50% for this game, 5 of 10, well, 9 of 25 from the floor. And we're under 2 minutes to play now here in the first half. 10-point Gonzaga lead.
A little confusion on the Zags' part. Hey, Grant Gibbs is in.
Missed the shot. Rebound to Goodson. Here's Stephen Gray. More there. Gray tried to reverse it. And now Bell with it for Pepperdine. Keon. Thompson off the front of the rim. I tell you, Thompson's just shooting it. Here's Goodson. Goodson lost the handle. Jackson all over him there.
Really, both teams playing really aggressive on-ball defense. That's what you like to see.
Goodson, and he bangs that, and feet were on the line. But give Dimitri some credit now. He just put up a bad one a moment ago, the possession prior, and then he kept shooting.
Yeah, you never want a guy to question himself, and Dimitri could easily do that with his shooting percentage, but coaches have a lot of confidence in this young man, and they just want him to be the best player he can out there. You're not going to be the best player if you just kind of fold up and quit shooting. You got to keep shooting, like you said.
Jackson by Gibbs, and the lay-in with about 30 seconds to play now. 10-point game.
Well, you can see
shot clock is off, so Gonzaga will play for one.
You can see why he was co-player of the week with Elias. I mean, the guy's got some really aggressive moves to the basket.
This is a program, Pepperdine, 8 freshmen a year ago. They're all sophomores now. And so it was a youth movement, obviously. They're getting better, and you can see with Bell, Thompson, Jackson, they've got a good nucleus. Here's Goodson. Never gave it up. Fall away! And Gonzaga takes a 12-point lead to the locker room thanks to that shot by Dimitri Goodson.
It wasn't like we've seen in the past, the Dick Owls, the Morrisons that take the ball to the rim. Dimitri came off that high screen at the top of the key and couldn't turn the corner. The defense made him go out to the short corner in the baseline, but Meach comes up with a good-looking shot. Fall away, off balance, rainbow in the basket.
Matt Bolden and Elias Harris, big first halves for Gonzaga. Bolden with 12, Harris with 10. Gonzaga with a 12-point lead at the half in the battle of the unbeatens in the West Coast Conference. Both teams 3-0. The winner tonight will have sole possession, at least for a couple of days, in the West Coast Conference. Halftime, straight ahead. And welcome back to the McCarthy Athletic Center. 41-29 our score at the half. And joining us now is Dirk Bowerman. He's the head coach of the German national team. Coach, it's great to have you here, first of all. What do you think of Spokane?
Well, it's great being here. What a wonderful city. Atmosphere in here is fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm really impressed.
Yeah, great. I know you've coached some great players over the years, but we really want to talk to you about Elias. And tell us about your history with him.
Well, I've known him for a long time, ever since he was 15. Last summer, he played for our national team in Poland at the European Championships and did really well. We're really proud of him. He's doing a great job here, helping the team win, getting better. Very happy for him.
Well, I think with the Europeans and everybody, their dream is to play in the NBA. Tell us who you've coached that's in the NBA right now.
Well, I've coached Dirk, obviously. He's played for the national team for about 12 years now. Set out last year, but he is the face of basketball in Germany. Everybody knows him. He's a superstar. Chris Kaman played for us 2 years ago in the Olympics. A great player. Love him to death. And some other guys who have played in the NBA, like Kevin Pritchard, Chris Corciani. So I've coached quite a few.
That is impressive. Now, do we have anybody to look forward to? Is there any little 8-year-old right now running around Germany that we're going to talk about?
That's coming to Gonzaga is the question.
Yeah, the coaches have already asked me that question. We're working on it.
Coach, thanks for your time. Happy New Year and good luck the rest of the way.
Yes, absolutely.
Dirk Bowerman, ladies and gentlemen, the head coach of the German national team. We're still at the half. We'll take another timeout and bring it back here when we come back. And welcome back. Gonzaga enjoying a 12-point lead at the half. Dimitri Goodson ended that first 20 minutes very nicely for Gonzaga. 5 points, 2 buckets.
Yeah, he did a nice job here. He's showing something that he's not really confident in doing, shooting the outside shot, but draining that. And then the last play, see, he got pushed to the short corner, but using that athletic body, stops on a dime, goes up over Jackson and scores the basket for the Zags.
Time now to go inside the numbers, brought to you by the Coeur d'Alene Casino, where winning is just the beginning. You can see the numbers. Points off at turnovers. Gonzaga doing a nice job there. Rebounds, kind of close. Gonzaga with a 12-point lead. You know, the thing I love about Dimitri Goodson, his shot is going to come. He's still a young player, and it's obvious that his shot's going to come. But you see on that shot he took from 3, he catches the ball, the feet are set. Fundamentally, he's sound. You see the jump stop on that shot near the buzzer there. Fundamentally, he's doing things right, and it just tells me that eventually the shots are going to start going in.
Oh, there's no question about it. I totally agree with you.
When you can see fundamentals, right? I mean, you have to assume eventually he's going to get there.
Well, you got to have a foundation, and like you just said, Meach has all that going for him right now.
All right, we'll take another timeout. We'll tip it off when we come back. Stay with us. Gonzaga, Pepperdine. Well, a pretty competitive first half here in Spokane. Gonzaga ranked number 15 with a 12-point lead on Pepperdine. Both teams starting league play 3-0. And the winner tonight will have sole possession of first place at least until they play their next games on Saturday.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a lot tougher for the Waves. They're going to Portland. And, of course, excuse me, Gonzaga has a home game here on Saturday against LMU, and you can't take LMU for granted anymore either. They play very tough.
We need to get some oil for Elo's voice. Michael Thompson leading Pepperdine with 8 points. Matt Bolden led Gonzaga with 12 on 4 of 7 shooting. He's 2 for 3 behind the arc. There's Harris with 10 and Gray with 7. Those 3 guys really are the offensive-minded players for Gonzaga. It's not uncharacteristic that those 3 players leading the team at score, is what I'm saying.
One thing that we didn't really talk about.
You all right?
Yeah, it's just I'm a single parent this weekend, and
you've been yelling a lot. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, got to get up early, so sleep is important.
And Bell strips Gray. Goodson trying to get back. Bell somehow got it to go with no foul. Great play by Keon Bell. Here's the lob. Jackson there defensively for Pepperdine. That lob was not going to make its way to Harris.
There's just good defense by Bell. He stood right there and held his ground, and it's going to be a track meet between number 3 against number 3, and Bell with a scoring mind took advantage of Meach down there.
Zachary has his shot deflected. It's out of bounds and goes to Pepperdine. So they get it to 10, and now this possession a chance to get it into single digits. Where they've been, they got it there once in that first half, got it to 9, but unable to chip away any farther.
Yeah, every time they tried to make get that under there, the Zags always had an answer on the other end.
And a whistle inside away from the ball. This is a foul on Taylor Darby. A hold on number 41. Oh, actually, they called Harris. Yeah, Elias Harris picks up the personal foul. That's my mistake. 2 on him. And a timeout, Pepperdine.
How about that defense by the Zags on an out of bounds underneath? Gave the Waves no options to throw the ball in. That means that every man, when the ball's out of bounds, you can face guard your guy. You can basically take everything away from him. And that's what the Zags did.
18:49 to play. 10-point game in Spokane. Ten-point game in Spokane. Tom Asbury has his team close enough to make a run at it here in the second half, down by 10 with the basketball.
Man, you can't ask much more of your players. You just want to be competitive, and obviously they played 3 of the lower bottom teams in the WCC, and tonight against one of the best teams in the WCC, they're holding their own so far.
Thompson with 8 points in that first half. Got it to Bell in the corner. And Keon Bell hits it. And this is as close as Pepperdine has been since the score was 12-4. And they trail now by 7. And Bell now with 8 points.
Yeah, had a really slow start to his game, but finished strong at right before halftime, and now he's picking up the same pace that he went into the locker room with. And again, I love the way, oh, there's a push.
Yeah, really. Harris was really pushed. Harris looks at the official like, what's the story? As the ball was saved by Moore, but back out of bounds, and it stays with Gonzaga. Actually, the foul was called, wasn't there?
Nope, I think
there
the
was
save,
no foul.
yeah, the save was thrown out of bounds. So the shot clock, the Waves had possession when he threw the ball out of bounds trying to save it. So the Zags get a fresh 35. You see now Pepperdine's in man-to-man. Look at Elias in there, big bull.
He put his head and his shoulders down, made himself some room, and then scored.
But
he's crafty and powerful and athletic.
You got another one?
No.
Go ahead, dude, because you can add it.
Right. Jackson off the front of the rim. Darby with a nice rebound. Look at Bolden pester him away. Shot was blocked. Sacre on the floor, and now Bolden with it. Gonzaga with the numbers. Here's Goodson through the lane. Can't finish. Moore with the rebound, but Harris is going to take it away. And a foul called on Lauren Jackson. That's his second. 2 now on Pepperdine.
You know, one thing that I love watching in any player, but after Meach's shot went up, Harris couldn't quite get the rebound, but he's a big guy, so he can hang around down there and try to take the ball, and that's exactly what he did. I mean, when you got good defensive players that will run back in transition defense, you can do what you just saw Harris do, kind of hang around there and try to see if you can get your hands on the ball.
Here's Bolden.
Pretty.
That is pretty. I don't like to say that word when I'm describing basketball. But he is pretty when he plays.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong.
Since you went there, I'll go there, Elo. Foul inside. That's an offensive foul on Keon Bell.
Well, when you talk about Zag basketball, you talk about the way they play. And that's a Zag play. Taking a charge. Look at that. Harris getting over there. He's got 2 fouls. But does that keep him from getting in front of Bell? No. That's the aggressive mindset that the Zags have. And that's a typical Zag play.
And the first on Bell, 3 now on Pepperdine. There's Stephen Gray at the free throw line.
That's pretty.
I knew you were going to say that. I just knew it. When all else fails, just go with pretty.
Well, I tell you what I really love about this Zag team. They really play within themselves. They don't do a lot that makes, get outside of your skin. They do the right thing. Stephen got to the free throw line, stopped, took a look at what was going on, and then bam, knocks down a shot.
Foul called on Gray. That's his first. 2 on GU. You know, what was a 7-point lead a moment ago? Back to 13.
Oh, he should have shot the first time. Now he's going to make it a tougher shot.
He did. And he made it. Whoa. Keon Bell's got game.
He's got all their points in the second half.
Yeah. Jackson knocks it away from Goodson from behind. So possession stays with GU. Gray thought about the three, and then he stripped again by Keon Bell. A 2-on-1. Bell with the finish for Pepperdine. And it's a 9-point game.
Well, young man averages almost 20 points a game. He's showing why. He's got game.
Stephen Gray, corner, 3 balls long. Jackson with the rebound. You watch Matt Bolden come in there, get knocked around a little bit, walks back out as Jackson finishes at the other end for Pepperdine.
They have no fear right now, do they? They just are attacking the Zags in transition offense. The Zags are a good transition defensive team, but right now the Waves are rolling in on every opportunity.
Goodson will go to the free throw line. You know, I think there's a perception around that once Gonzaga beat St. Mary's and Portland on the road that there weren't going to be any tough games left in the West Coast Conference. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got a 7-point game with 15:45 to play in Zagville. We'll be right back. fans, stop by Papa Murphy's on Gonzaga game days for the Slam Dunk deal. Get a large 3-topping pizza for only $8.99. Papa Murphy's Steak and Bake Pizza, handmade in our kitchen, home baked in your oven. Boy, I could go for a nice big piece of za right now. There's Alex Hernandez.
You know, his signature moment in a Zag uniform was down in Albuquerque, wasn't it?
I don't know if he'd agree with that.
Oh, I think he said so in his interview that you had with him in
the technical foul that almost cost his team the game.
Yeah, that was, you know, a play, but that's the kind of player he was. He was just so into it all the time. And in New Mexico, that foul was called, and he didn't agree with it. And he slammed the ball down and gave the Lobos a couple extra free throws to tie the game and send it into overtime.
Goodson now with 7 points, and we've got a 9-point game. Michael Thompson bringing it up for Pepperdine.
Oh, pretty
backdoor. Bell! Right over Rob Sacre. That's a 7-footer that Keon Bell went over. And then the technical foul called on Keon Bell. And Tom Asbury not very happy with that.
He's going to fight for his players. Watch this. Just a beautiful backdoor. And then Keon Bell just getting up above Robert Sacre. Sacre challenged it. Look at that. He just went over him. Just a backdoor play. You can't draw it up any better than what you just saw.
Bolden hits both technical free throws, and we'll show you in a little bit, but Keon Bell has been on YouTube for most of the season with a great dunk. Over 1 million people have seen the video, and we'll show it to you in just a moment, but we just saw another one right there. Yeah, that's a heck of a dunk.
To go over a 7-footer that's known for blocking shots. But that whole play was set up with hitting the high post, Bell breaking back door, the defender standing still, and then Robert has to come over from the weak side to try to help, and Bell just went over him and rung the bell.
Harris missed the shot. Thompson with the rebound for Pepperdine. In a 9-point game. Subtle 3-ball corner. Long. Harris with the rebound. Stephen Gray now to the middle of the floor. Here's Matt Bolden. The Rob Sacre low post turnaround inside. Long. Harris with the rebound, taking away Keon Bell. This young man's having a game here in the second half. And the finish. And he draws the foul. Keon Bell has scored 16 of the last 20 points scored by Pepperdine.
In a 5-minute period. Remember in the first half, the Waves went on a 7-minute drought without a field goal. Keon Bell didn't touch the ball very much, but so far in the second half, he's had his hands on a lot of balls and getting the job done. Get her done, Keon.
And Matt Bolden with the foul just picked up number 3. That's 3 on GU this half.
Yeah, on my notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 possessions that the Pepperdine scored on. Guess who's been on 7 of them?
And it's a 6-point game. As close as Pep has been since the early going. Bolden dives into the middle and scores off the glass.
And that's what a senior leader will do for you. He knows when you got to have a basket kind of cool the Waves down. Go to your senior leader.
There's Keon Bell.
And not only that,
around, then fires away long. Tipped away by Arop. Manny laying Bolden. Matt Bolden a moment ago with those technical free throws moved into 14th all-time scoring in Gonzaga history, so he continues to climb the list here in the last minute. Look at Keon Bell. Bell now with 19 points. He's hit his average. Sacre left it. Gray.
Oh. You know, we had a little chat at halftime thinking about assist, and right now the Waves doing it without assist because Keon Bell's got the ball in his hands, but the Zags making some good plays. Wow.
Keon Bell is smoking hot.
Well, I tell you why he's smoking hot. He's wearing number 3, the best number ever.
Is that what you wore?
I wore number 3.
I knew that, Elo. Remember, I worked in Cleveland.
That's right. Oh, nice.
Stephen Gray. A chance for 3.
Great spacing by the Zags. Caught the waves kind of standing flat, put it on defense. Matt Bolden delivers a dime to Stephen Gray. Look at the touch on that shot. He was trying to use the backboard, but missed it, but still it goes in.
Zach Gray out of the game, replaced by Kelly Olynyk, number 13. Give Pepperdine some credit. They've taken care of the ball in this game, just 7 turnovers. And now, Craig, in that first half, they shot 38%. For the game now, that number is up near 48%. They're 19 of 40.
And they're getting some high percentage shots because Bell's getting down the floor, beating the defense down.
Gonzaga, though, keeping them at bay. They got it to 6, and it's back to 11. Jackson won't get the roll. Tipped by Moore, grabbed by a rock. And here's Stephen Gray. Right to the rim. Left hand. Tip back. Roper Harris.
I'll give it to Rock. Nice job, Zags. One of the best rebounding teams in the country. Catches the ball, and then you do what you teach your young guys. If there's somebody up ahead, get him the basketball, and that's exactly what Rock did. Got Stephen the ball where he needed to, and then followed up the play.
And they gave that bucket to Harris.
Oh, that's a good. You know what? When you
now
have
14 points, 10 rebounds.
When you have a guy like Harris that's averaging all those points, and you got Rock.
They're just going to assume it was him.
Yeah, assume, but that's a good thing on your stat crew over there, your home crew. Give the points to the guy that always has the higher average.
Yeah, but Manny's part of the home team.
Yeah, but he's just a freshman.
That's what it is. Okay.
But
that
so
one I'll buy into. Oh, but he's a 20-year-old freshman.
Yeah, that's
he's an older freshman.
Yeah.
And what is it, age before beauty?
Look at that, doubles. Right now in the conference, the 2 games, the 31-point, 13 rebound against St. Mary's. Let's follow that up with, he's a guy that could average double-doubles.
Well, 14 points, 10 rebounds tonight. He's averaging double-doubles in league play. And there's a turnover. Turnover number 8 for Pepperdine. And here's Harris with Dupree guarding him.
Look at that.
I tell you, Harris is an absolute bull. He is an absolute bull. He caught that ball 12 feet from the bucket, and he took the shot 3 feet from the bucket.
And the thing that you like about it, too, is that he didn't duck his head. Watch this. He catches the ball, see where the defender is. No one's coming to double. Keeps the ball up high, and then, like you said, just bulls his way to the to the basket, and now gets an opportunity to get a 3-point play.
Actually, I guess they've moved Harris back to 9 rebounds. So he's one shy of that double-double, but we have to assume he'll get there.
Not to take any thunder away from Harris, but...
Well, they changed the putback. The putback went to Mengistu or Rob.
See?
So it's not age before beauty. Look at Keon Bell.
Goodness gracious.
22nd half points now.
Oh!
How about Stephen Gray?
Get up, Stephen.
He's got over a 40-inch vertical leap. He had a little run there, though.
But that's exactly what one of the keys to the game was. Make sure you get the rebound and run, and that's what the Zags did on that possession.
And just like that, it's out to a 15-point Gonzaga lead. And Bell drives and hit another one. He's Houdini.
Fuego. Fuego. The guy is caliente. He's hot. He's on fire.
I didn't realize you were so bilingual. I get more and more impressed by you every day.
Yeah, wait until I break out. I don't know what else I could break out. Bilingual.
Keon Bell has scored 22 of Pepperdine's 24 points in this half. And there's a foul away from the ball on Kelly Olynyk. That's his first 4 on Gonzaga. Ladies and gentlemen, take another look and enjoy it. We'll be back. Yeah, he needs a little energy, and Tom Esbury putting him on the bench. What do you think of that with 11 to go?
I don't think I'd take the young man out.
You have to ride the horse, don't you?
All the way. All the way.
I mean, I get giving the kid a breather, but he's 20 years old.
The breathers come at media timeouts like that one. I don't think he'll be sitting there much longer.
Pepperdine with another opportunity here with the offensive rebound. Here's Jonathan Dupree with 5 on the shot clock, and a rock takes it away. Possession arrow favors Pepperdine.
Not a smart play by Jonathan Dupree. There's, what, 3 white shirts down there, and he takes it, dribbles right into all 3 of them.
Dupree fouled by Mengistu Arap, and he and Kelly Olynyk figure it out there.
I think Manning was anticipating a switch by Kelly, that it was a screen the screener type of thing, but also I'm going to get on Elias. If you're guarding the ball out of bounds on the baseline, you got to make sure you protect the basket so no offside pass can be thrown across, and that's just as much as Elias's fault from not being on the right side.
Arap out of the game, replaced by Bo Kong. Obviously Manny in the wrong position there, and now the coaches will explain it to him. And Dupree is 1 of 2 from the line, and it's a 12-point game. So despite the effort by Keon Bell and what he's done here in the second half, Gonzaga still leading it by 12.
Yeah, they're still doing their work on their end, so that's a good sign. Every time Pepperdine or Bell tries to make a move and get them in below double digits, Zags come right back and show some patience, composure on the offensive end.
Here's Harris working hard, and he scores.
You know, I don't know if you can double team him. He is so
He was
quick.
double teamed there.
Yeah, it was just too slow. He so knows what he wants to do with the basketball once he catches it. He's got all kinds of moves down there.
Jackson held by Stephen Gray. The thing I like about Elias Harris, Craig, there just doesn't seem to be any situation where he doesn't think he can score. Regardless of how tough the defender is or how many of them there are, he still in his mind thinks I can score, and he does.
Yeah, and you would think with how much time he catches the ball that you would think he was a black hole down there, but he's really not. I mean, he just has every opportunity. He's got so many weapons down there. And you're right, he just has a mindset to score the basketball.
There's Jackson, and a foul called on Olynyk, who is chasing.
But with this particular lineup out there for Coach Few, the Zags, they are not afraid of Kelly guarding a smaller guy because they know that he's only got to do that, in about a 4 or 5, maybe less than that second period of time. But this is the defensive unit that will switch everything. Ball screens, offside screens.
So Gonzaga now with 17 fouls, so both teams into the bonus. Olynyk out, Rob Sacre back in. Jackson now with 9 points on 3 of 10 shooting, make it 11. He's over his season average. And he's nearing his conference average. So Matt Bolden having another whale of a game for Gonzaga. 20 points, 2 assists, a rebound, 7-11 shooting. Make it 8 of 12. Those are magnificent numbers for Bolden.
How about the simplicity of it? He didn't rush anything. He watched where the defender went on the screen. They went below it. Matt doesn't rush himself, gets his feet set, and knocks down another 3-pointer for the Zags.
Now with 23 points, and you can see over 1,400 for his career, and he's 14th all time now in Gonzaga history. And you know, Craig, what do I know about what's an NBA player, what's a professional, what's not a professional? But boy, just when you're like, well, I don't know, and then you just watch him in a game like this where he's been surgeon-like in his offensive ability, but he's been able to get to the rim. He shoots the 3 like that. He sets up his teammates. You can tell this is a guy put on the planet to play basketball. He just makes the game look so easy, so simple, and so slow.
Yeah,
he slows the game down.
And not very many players can do that.
Gray off the mark there on that jump shot. Here's Thompson. That shot's long and a long rebound. Stephen Gray after it and saved it.
I love that hustle play. Don't let the ball go out of bounds. Go grab it.
Bull Kong long on that three. Lauren Jackson now.
Ooh, he put the Jets on.
Yeah, and he scored the lay-in over Bull Kong. Kind of a horse race there for a couple of possessions. And a timeout, Gonzaga.
We're being very entertained tonight.
I tell you, more than I thought we were going to be. I know
impressed.
Pepperdine's on the rise and they've gotten better and they're 3-0 in the West Coast Conference, but the way Gonzaga's been rolling, and look, Gonzaga's played well, Craig. They've only turned the ball over 6 times. They're shooting 53%. They're about even in rebounds. It's the way Pepperdine that has played that's shocking to me. This is a good team. If they are able to add a good post player to this mix, this Pepperdine team would be tough to beat.
There's no question about that, Greg. I totally agree with you on that. And I think you just show, they're showing the maturation from last year to this year. But when you got a player that can score like Bell, the rest of the team's gonna feed off of that.
And this isn't anything new. Bell did this last year against Gonzaga.
Sure did. Josh Heifeld had a big game down there, 28-something points, and Bell was able to keep him in the game as a freshman then.
Point is, the LA trip for Gonzaga just got a lot more difficult. Down the road in February is Matt Bolden, the beneficiary of a nice pass there.
Yeah, Robert, that's the play they call chin 15, and that's a post up for Matt Bolden. It looks like he's going to cut through, go to the other side, and then he pops back, but you got to have someone deliver it to him.
Darby, hard to the rim, will shoot free throws. But again, we saw another asset that Matt Bolden has in his game, the ability to post up.
Yeah.
So when I say he's got everything, Craig. I mean, he's not a one-dimensional, two-dimensional, three-dimensional. He's a 5-tool basketball player.
He is the equivalent of a utility player in baseball, I think.
But with the ability to hit the home run.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at that body. I mean, he's huge. That's a big kid.
His calves look at the size of his calves and his body. I mean, he's very well proportioned, though.
And he's 230 pounds.
That's a
They probably list him at 220 or something, but I bet he's 230.
Oh, nice.
Great lead for Olenek. Gonzaga leading by 13.
There's some good basketball plays going on both ends. I've been impressed with Pepperdine and that man right there.
Keon Bell, one of his few misses this half. Kong. Gray! He had it lined up. Kelly Olynyk runs it down and then got it to Bull Kong.
And see, here's the maturity. Look at that. He didn't have anything going. Matt Bolden catches the ball. He gets his team set up into something.
And Mark Few loves that. He just loves that out of his guards.
Yeah, it's an extension
smart,
of Mark.
cerebral. Bolden short. Jackson the rebound for Pepperdine. Stephen Gray to the floor. And Jackson will shoot free throws. 7:10 to play in Spokane. Gonzaga leading by 13. It seems a lot closer than that, frankly. But
Get set for an explosive FSN College Hoops triple header. First, Klay Thompson and Washington State battle the Bruins from historic Pauley Pavilion. Then, WCC powers collide when Elias Harris and the Zags face off with Loyola Marymount. Plus, Pondexter and Washington take flight against the Trojans of USC. A big Saturday of Northwest Hoops tips off at 1 p.m. on FSN and FSN HD. soccer, dog training, and everything in between. It's Casey's
Seattle guy, but we got to come up with another name for you. Is there anybody else on the senior tour that you really like?
That I really like on the senior tour?
Like Jack Nicklaus? Or
Well, but he's not on the senior tour anymore.
what about the guy that was from Pullman?
The guy from Pullman on the senior tour?
Yeah.
I'm not a golfer either.
Oh, Triplett.
Oh, Kirk Triplett.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that guy.
We're going to throw Kirk in there next time.
Is he playing there? We know for sure. Fred Couples is from Seattle. He's from Sammamish.
I know.
Is that a town, Sammamish?
It's a village.
It's a village. Is that different than a town?
I don't know. It's a beautiful place, I know that.
Hey, Pepperdine shooting 60% from the floor in this half.
Well, again, you know, not to say that the Zags aren't playing defense, they're just getting a lot of transition layups, so high percentage shots by the Waves.
And having real difficulty putting this Pepperdine team away. And that's a credit to the Waves, because
and really the Waves are doing everything possible, but what do? You find yourself 10 points, 13 points down the whole time.
Bull Kong dives to the middle, left it short, got his rebound back, and it's stripped away by Lauren Jackson. And when's the last time that Gonzaga has taken fewer free throws in a game, let alone at home? And that's happened in this game. They've got 18 free throw attempts, Pepperdine with 21. It's only happened one other time all season, and that was at Michigan State.
Bell has just been so impressive.
Sensational.
Yeah, and that guy right there, too.
Bolden Long there.
That ball didn't leave
Bell,
us.
27 points, 4 rebounds on 12 of 17 shooting. Well, those are NBA numbers.
When you talked about free throws, I mean, the Waves are actually getting more free throws because they're being very aggressive attacking the rim. You know, the Zags are shooting a high percentage on the other end, 50%. So making their outside shots, you know, hasn't gotten them to the free throw line. I think where the time is right now is 6 minutes. The Zags could slow down on the offensive end and start going inside to the big guys, Robert and Elias, and they might get to the free throw line.
Michael Thompson missing that shot from the baseline, then got it back. Left it for Darby, who missed. And Stephen Gray. No, Thompson took it away from him, and he missed again. Darby had it tipped out of bounds. It stays with Pepperdine, or it should.
The Waves are matching the intensity of the Zags. That coach Asbury's got to be proud of his guys. They still got 5-6 minutes to play, but when you get guys making effort plays and deflections coming your way, then you got to be very happy with your team.
There's a turnover. Gonzaga basketball. Well, how special is this effort by Pepperdine tonight? The last 8 times that these two schools have played, they've been all Gonzaga wins by double digits, an average of a victory margin average of nearly 26 points.
Yeah, that's tough. You know, the Waves just past games have not had the kind of talent that they have on the floor right now.
And they're just playing so freely. Harris.
That's the one time I've seen Elias make the wrong decision on an offensive move. He had the whole left side. If he could have spun the other way, away from the defense, he had a layup.
Does he have that in his arsenal?
Oh, definitely.
Stephen Gray short on that little leaner. Moore with the rebound for Pepperdine.
You know,
so here we are, Craig, back at a 9-point game.
5 minutes, the Waves couldn't be happier, but don't settle for it. You know, keep getting the ball into that man's hands. Look, the Zags have gone to a little zone themselves, trying to slow the Waves down.
Deion Bell over Sacre, leaner no good, got it back. Boy, can that kid jump. And then he drew the foul.
Must be the shoes. I mean, look at those. He's the only one wearing all the colors of the Waves.
A little double fake there, went one way, the other.
Yeah, nice head. Got the head into the fake, and then
the rebound was what was impressive there.
Yeah, he teardropped it and missed it, but like I said, most of the time when you shoot, you know where your misses are going to go. Bell actually had to fight his teammate Corbin Moore for that rebound.
Pepperdine now 11 of 12 in this half from the free throw line. make it 12 of 13. And Bell has scored 30 points in the last 17 minutes and 40 seconds. The first 17 and a half minutes, 0 points.
And he's 12 of 18, so.
Well, he's got 29 total, so I missed a point in there somewhere. But you get the point.
Oh, no, I get the point. 12 of 18. That is remarkable. I mean, he's mixed it up. He just hasn't made layups. I mean, he's had a couple outside shots to go along with it.
Thompson down by 7. Won't get the roll. Rebound, Goodson. And here comes Gonzaga. Stephen Gray on the far side. Here's Harris. Little fall away off the glass over 2 defenders.
You know, he can take
He's never
contact.
seen a double team that he hasn't liked.
But how about the contact? He can take the contact, and he's so strong in the upper body that he's able to absorb that contact and still kiss it off the glass. You know, right now, if Bell had a compliment out there, Jackson's doing his best part, but if Thompson could get his game going, woo!
Tipped away from behind by Jackson right to Stephen Gray as Matt Bolden picked up his second rebound to go along with those 25 points for Gonzaga.
Zag's doing exactly what you need to do. Slow it down. Use as much time on the shot clock as you can, and then make sure you get the ball in the hands of number 15 and watch what he does.
Bolden now with 27 points. And that was just a solid senior play right there.
Going with the left hand. Little ball screen from Zachary. Got him enough space just to get him into the paint, and then using the left hand. A lot of times guys will use that right hand. Look at that. No!
Count the bucket by Bell. That was an inadvertent foul, too, by Dimitri Goodson. His hand got locked up between Bell's elbow and his body, and Bell ripped it away, and it looked like Goodson fouled him right there. See it? They're locked in there.
Yeah.
And Bell makes the circus play. We'll be back. Gonzaga 79, Pepperdine 70. Can't really blame Goodson here. They just locked arms and he couldn't get it back. It's like Keon Bell took my arm and I can't get it back.
I don't have any words for that. You said a circus shot, but a scorer, when he hears the whistle, is supposed to do what? Make sure you get the ball in a shooting position. And tell you what, I haven't had games where I've had a feeling like what Keon Bell's probably feeling right now. He's just unconscious.
And that 31 points doesn't really tell the story. Remember, he had 3 at the half. So that's 28 points in the last 17 minutes.
And the Waves have 24 field goals made, and Keon's got
32 points now.
13 of those 25 made baskets.
And it's an 8-point game in Spokane. I think fans around the West Coast Conference are going to look at this score and think, well, Gonzaga just didn't play well. No, they played well.
Read the numbers.
It's Pepperdine. Here's Goodson spinning into the middle, and he'll shoot free throws.
Now, if there's a question mark about that fouls on Thompson, again, if he's only 2 of 11 and 1 of 6 from threes and only 50% at the free throw line, if he gets anything more than like 2 or 3 more baskets, this is a close game. Well, it is a close game. But you know, Meach kind of struggling at the free throw line, only a 57% free throw shooter, but he looks like he's got, you know, like you said, good fundamentals. But look at that play.
Harris with the offensive rebound and putback. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to support Coaches versus Cancer this year. Get your Believe t-shirts at cvct.com for $10. Proceeds going to Coaches versus Cancer. It's a great, great event that Mark Few and his wife Marcy put on every summer in Spokane. They raise hundreds of thousands of dollars. Be part of the solution. Tipped away by Jackson. And here's Keon Bell. Thompson, oh, his first field goal of the second half.
But just when you think Keon Bell should be a selfish player, shares a little bit of the wealth, comes down, knows the defense is going to concentrate on him, throws it to an open number 15.
Timeout, Gonzaga.
Comes up with a big shot. Michael Thompson does.
So, Craig, let's talk a little bit more about the Coaches versus Cancer. Founded in 2002, they've raised, hundreds of millions of dollars at this point in time. It's one of the best in the nation. And it's a big thing here in Spokane, but it's a big thing nationally. And one of the greatest Coaches versus Cancer events in the country is right here in Spokane. But this is something new. They're trying to help raise extra money. And you can get a Believe t-shirt by going to cvct.com. And I know there's going to be other places around town that you can buy it. But for $10, the money goes to Coaches versus Cancer. It's a great thing to be a part of.
Yeah, you know, it was Martin Luther King week, his day. That speech he gave, I Have a Dream, is almost matched by the reason why they started Coaches versus Cancer, Jim TV. And, you know, his finished at his speech at the ESPN, the awards, ESPY Awards, was don't quit, don't ever quit. And those are powerful words, and the coaches around the country have adopted that, and no one's adopted it even bigger than what Mark and Marcy Few does. Now, Mark will tell you, Mark carries the name on it, but Marcy Few is the whole backbone of what they put on in August, that Coaches versus Cancer here in town.
Yeah, they've raised over $4 million. Mary Verner, the Spokane mayor, has proclaimed February 4th as Coaches versus Cancer Day in Spokane, and everyone's going to wear these Believe t-shirts. So, and this includes, there's that men's game against Portland coming up on Thursday, February 4th. It's Coaches versus Cancer Day. So it's all leading up to that, and everyone in here will be wearing those Believe t-shirts. So be a part of the solution, as I said, and get involved with Coaches versus Cancer. $10, it's an easy donation.
You know, I got in a little bit of that action in the auction. I forgot who I was bidding against, Fritz Wolf, I think, for that fishing trip with you and Mark. And I still haven't caught a fish.
You will. Here's Manny Arop driving into the paint, left it for Stephen Gray. That's a great heady play by a freshman.
Well,
those are big buckets. This is a close game. Jackson, free ball, pure at the top of the key over Harris. And it's down to 6.
You know, it's a 2-possession game, but I would still put Gonzaga on the line. They're not a good free throw shooting team. See, I would foul Manny.
66% as a team.
Much as time on the clock as I can, but you can't foul Bolden and Gray. Both of those guys are right around 80 or better.
And this is going to put Manny Arop at the free throw line. And Manny a 57% free throw shooter. So that's a smart play by Keon Bell. The right guy to foul is the point.
They had to wait until Matt Bolden and then Stephen Gray got the ball out of their hands. You're exactly right.
In and out. Zag fans, did you upgrade to a new cell phone? Then save your old phone and charger, bring them to the LMU game. Saturday the 23rd, drop them by the McCarthy Athletic Center during the week. Your donation to the Verizon Wireless Hope Line Drive supports victims of domestic violence in Washington State. 1 of 2 for Mengistu Arop. We're under a minute to play, and Tom Asbury for Pepperdine calling the timeout, down by 7 points. Pepperdine has time. They've been here now a lot in this second half. When I say been here, they've been close to 2 possessions or been at 2 possessions. They need every bucket on every possession now. And look at the numbers. The point is, when you look at these numbers, we have been treated to a really fine, as you said before, pretty performance by both Matt Bolden and Keon Bell. This has been awesome to watch.
Look at those pretty smiles by both of them. Those are 2 good players, and you know, they don't really force anything. Both players really playing the type of game that if you're a non-basketball fan sitting at home watching this, you would become a basketball fan, because both of them are doing it the right way. Wade's got to score quick.
Yeah. And on every possession.
And they got 2 timeouts left, so.
There's Keon Bell driving to the middle, left hand. Rebound by Gray, and he is fouled. And Steven will go to the free throw line. He's 79.6 with 43.3 to play.
I still remember that game down in Santa Clara where he had to hit 2 free throws to send it into overtime. Remember, that was a bad play by the guy that was having such a great game. fouled him, 94 feet away from the basket, and Steven went down and calmly, as a freshman, knocked down 2 free throws. That one didn't touch
pure.
rim.
No. That was pure.
Butter, they call it.
Who's they? I get into this argument all the time. Who's they?
The NBA posse.
The posse.
Yeah. You're part of the posse.
Yeah, okay. I didn't realize I'll have to find my membership card. There's Dane Suttle Jr. into the middle over Bolden. Left it short. Harris had the rebound. It's on the floor. He and Bell battle.
You know, we talk so much about the offensive end, but how about the defense by Matt Bolden? Stay in front of the man and stay between him and the basket, and Matt did it as well as you could.
Bell has to shoot quickly. He'll shoot 3. Oh! 86-80. Keon Bell having the game of his life.
There
35 points for Keon Bell.
Highlight after highlight tonight for Keon Bell. He won't be able to sleep tonight. He'll be thinking
I remember
about
a few years back that kid from Virginia came in here and had a game like this. Yeah. Singleton.
Terry Singleton. Yep.
What was his first name?
Isn't it Terry?
I don't think so.
No.
And I think, yeah, Singleton.
Oh, I'm a bad reporter.
Oh, I can't think of his first name.
Sean.
Sean. Yes, it was Sean.
Yeah.
And he scored 35 points and he couldn't miss. And he was ill.
Sometimes you play your best games when you're ill.
Really?
I've heard a lot of guys. I met Michael Jordan's.
Yeah, we all
against the
remember that
Jazz.
one, right? He
Yeah.
had the fever and everything. Usually when I'm sick, I have the best naps of my life.
See, you did something right. Well, the Waves are down to 1 timeout. It's double bonus for the Bulldogs. Now, they have
Both
2
teams.
timeouts. So if they can't get the ball in, then they can always call timeout. You don't want to throw it away, because a steal and a three-pointer would cut it to 3 by the Waves. But they're going to walk away from this game no matter win, lose, or draw. They are got to be pleased with.
Well, they're going to Portland Saturday expecting to win after this effort.
And they're going to take care of business.
And they foul Matt Bolden on the inbound. That foul on Michael Thompson.
And
so Bolden goes to the free throw, and Matt is a 83% free throw shooter, and he's sitting at 27 points.
I hate to bring this up, but
why do you?
UCLA game a few years ago, Adam Morrison had the ball in his hands, passed it to JP. Both of those guys are great free throw shooters.
In the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, they should have just held the ball like you just saw Matt Bolden did. He knew that he wasn't going to give that ball up.
So Mark Few with a substitution. Bull Kong in, Kelly Olynyk out. And Matt Bolden, tonight's Group Health Find More Minutes Impact Player of the Game. He's got 29 points right now. When a Bulldog needs help, he's got teammates. As Keon Bell goes to the rim, and he's fouled. He had a chance almost for 3 right there. He'll have to settle for 2 free throws. Let's go back to Group Health Impact Player of the Game. It's Matt Bolden. When a Group Health member needs help, they've got a great team too. Day or night, learn more about Group Health's Consulting Nurse Helpline at ghc.org. And Bolden, 29 points. That's a new career high. And Keon Bell, I'm sure this is his career high. 36 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. He's 14 of 21. He's 67% from the floor.
He has made one heck of a second half for himself.
His career high was 34 against Monmouth, and now he's got 37. And 17.1 to play, another foul. Pepperdine down by 6.
Well,
and Matt Bolden now an opportunity to get to 30 with these free throws.
Yeah, his career high, but there's some great things about Keon Bell. Favorite TV show, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I mean, he's from Los Angeles.
I don't know if I'd characterize that as being a great thing about him.
Well, I think he's just a very colorful guy.
Things about him, but
his favorite player is Dwayne Wade from the NBA. So having a game like Dwayne Wade tonight.
And Matt Bolden, a new career high of 31 points. New 3, fires 3. That's way long. Harris the rebound, handoff to Bolden.
Don't foul.
The official standing right there wasn't going to blow the whistle, but the official over here on the sideline, 40 feet away, did. Foul on Thompson. Bolden will shoot 2 more.
Well, under 12. Yeah, Mark's going to say, hey, you fouled him, but, by not calling it, 6 seconds ran off. Or 4 seconds ran off, so.
Well, it was an obvious foul.
Yeah, and it wasn't intentional. There wasn't anything bad about it.
But if one official standing right there is going to let it go, doesn't the other one have to let it go?
I would assume that would be protocol, yeah.
It's kind of showing up your teammate there, isn't it?
Matty messes it.
Yeah, Bolden's first miss from the free throw line.
Thompson! Whoa!
Well,
finish it strong.
You know what that is? It says, hey, guys, we'll see you in Los Angeles. That's what that statement was by Thompson.
94-81. Who'd have thunk?
No, 91-84.
Oh, 91-84. Yeah, I'm sorry. I got so excited. It's just been a great ball game.
And we all love it when Craig Elo's excited. Gonzaga now 4-0 in the West Coast Conference. Pepperdine 3-1. The Zags turn their attention to LMU. For Elo, I'm Heister and the rest of our crew. Good night from Spokane. We will see you Saturday when it's Gonzaga and Loyola Marymount. What a game by Keon Bell, and what a game by Matt Bolden. 32 points, a new career high. Good night from Spokane.